I don't know if you can see this, but I know you can hear it. This is going to be the coldest cold front so far coming in this year, being in October. The wind doesn't look like much on the trees, but the rain is has an angle to it. There's the tree. I figure I'm going to see at least half of it on the ground one of these days. It's quite something. The high tomorrow is supposed to be like 42. So temperature is dropping about every 3 or 4 minutes, 2 or 3 degrees at least. This is something else. I should have shot a few frames a little while ago. It was 80 something degrees and the sun was shining. Well, folks, it finally happened. The tree that I've been saying that it was going to fall did fall last night after all this rain that we've been having all week long. We've had rain every day, and I mean lots of rain every day. It's raining right now, in fact, all week long. And I kept saying that little bit there is all that's holding it together, and it was. This half went that way. That other half is hidden by the oak tree, but it's over the other direction, and it's just laying there. Oh my. James came in. I hadn't looked out really. It's been raining, and we've been going the other way because it's less swampy to take the dogs out. But that is just something. I'm sorry I'm a little shaky. Got it on zoomed up as far as I can make it go. Okay, I went and got the tripod. Should have thought about that earlier. To help it stay put. Well, we'll be getting my son Robert has a good chainsaw, and probably one of my brother-in-laws one of these days when it's drier to cut the thing up and see if anybody needs any firewood. That was just coat up. She decided to walk through here. And I don't know if she touched the leg or not, but she might have. Something else. You might be able to see the raindrops now. Alright. Well, if the rain stops, I'll take the opportunity to go out and get a closer view of the tree. See how squishy and swampy it is out here. But I'm going to show you what I've been showing you this root down here is what I always show you. And it did finally break. And now we just have a hole in the ground. And we've got that tree and then the split part going that direction. So it looks like it got almost to the fence, maybe into the fence over that way. Water's too deep over there to look really. And back this way, it runs right through there all the time. And it didn't break apart as much as I thought it would, because there is a spot that broke, but a lot of it just sunk in and kind of stayed that way. But anyhow, well, it's starting to pick up rain again, so I better get this camera inside. Well, I've been telling the story of this tree for a couple years now, ever since I realized that it was leaning more and more backwards from side to side, and I realized that I wasn't getting taller, that the tree limbs that I used to not be able to see over suddenly were limbs that I could look on top of and actually look over after a while. Here's another tree that we had to take out. It part of it split and fell, almost hit the kitchen window up there, and at that point it had two more arms on it, and we had to went ahead and took them out. And so this section right here, it had two parts on it, and it got blown into the window right there. And then these other two sections right here were combined together. They were combined together and had a cable between them to hold them together. But I wasn't going to risk that because they had branches out over the road, and I wasn't going to mess with that. So I got the boys together, and they cut it up and made it into firewood. And that's where this tree came from. So we planted this to replace it, and it finally did take. And then all the crepe myrtles came after that as well. Well, it's a little drier now, so I came out from a different direction, kind of show you what it looks like. James and his friend, they started just tearing limbs apart. It's kind of brittle, so it came apart pretty easily. Some of these limbs. There were building a little campfire last night with it over that, and that's what they were using. And as they broke some limbs, it caused it to come down, and it broke other limbs. So that's just kind of how it's gonna go, I think. Hopefully we can get somebody over here with a chainsaw to get more of it done. Come on. Oh, it's pretty wet down here. But anyway, I thought I'd show you the backside. It'd almost be cool to make a fort back up in here if it weren't so wet. Come on, Maggie. Come on. Yeah, jump across that. prickly pear are starting to look a lot more healthy. There's that rope that Cody tied up in the tree. I didn't get a look on this side. I guess parts of it did come apart a little bit more than I had thought. Interesting. Of course, this they just pushed it on over. And this section is tangled up in the trees and bushes that are next door, so that'll have to come down too. Anyway, and this is the roots that pulled up from this side. It just got too wet for this, and that was all it took. Oh, me. Anyhow. Wow. Come on. Yeah, this is the section that there was a snake living in last I heard. We seen two snake skins coming through there, so we've seen about all we've seen. Anyhow, well, that's all I've got for now. Be sure to be kind to everyone, love each other. I love you, and I'll see you next time.